How now, brown cow? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? Peter Piper pickle peppers, pickle pepper pick.
That one you gotta redo.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
There you go.
One smart fellow, he felt smart. Two smart fellows, they felt smart. Three smart fellows, they all felt smart.
One smart fellow, he felt smart. Two smart fellows, they felt smart. Three smart fellows, they all felt smart. They all felt smart. Well, hello you guys. Welcome back
to the channel.
Welcome
back. A lot of people have been asking for these in the comments.
Oh, you haven't been bringing them out in the
Yeah, I just figured I was just giving my hands a rest.
Gotcha. This is where we're at, you guys. So today we really just wanted to come on and have like a general chit chat with you guys.
General little chatty Cathy.
And so if you are new here, I'm Tori. This is my husband, Chad. But this video really is for kind of the Masters fam. If you're part of the community, then we really just are chatting about what's new.
And the way to tell if you are part of the Masters fam is if
you subscribe.
The subscribe button is done.
Join the Masters fam.
Extra points if the bell is on.
A little notification.
Because YouTube be trying you sometimes. People in the comments are just like, YouTube just alerted me 2 hours out after you posted. I'm like,
that's when I get the updates, is like 2 or 3 hours after. Anyways.
I guess before we just jump into everything, we just like what Tori said, we want to give you like just this huge general update of a bunch of different things. So feel free to listen to the end because we're going to be talking about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And hopefully we don't talk too fast, but we want to get through a lot.
A lot.
Okay, so the first thing is probably the thing that we're most happy with, you think? Should we start with the
thing that has been bringing us a ton of joy lately is...
It's our Discord chat.
Yeah. So what a Discord is we have a Patreon. Our patrons are the sweetest people ever, and we have this thing called Discord, which is like a chat room. And so there's all these different chat rooms. There's a Let's Chat, which is active like 24 hours a day. There's a family group chat where we'll send like little insider info and just generally kind of share updates. And then there's a praise and prayer request one, and I think that one's been really special to kind of read through.
Yeah. And then there's a recommended resources too.
Yeah, I mean, they literally have like an Excel spreadsheet of everyone's birthdays and everything. It's incredible.
It's so wild. We literally just got videos like just 5 minutes ago of these two girls that are part of the Masters fam that are going to church together in Switzerland. And they met each other through like YouTube and the Discord. Yeah. And then there's people from different countries meeting up, and it just blows our mind. And we just wanted to honestly give that a big, as they say in the Australian churches, a shout of praise.
A shout of praise.
Shout of praise, because it's just so incredible to see what's happening with it.
And I think what's the coolest thing about it is it's so outside of us. Like, it's literally all God orchestrating and connecting these people. And I think especially coming out of a year that was riddled with like isolation, you know, for people to feel like they have community is just really cool and important. And so it's been a blessing just to like be a part of it.
And I think the part that has been really comforting to us is that Tori and I thought that with opening Discord, well, first off, I've never even been on Discord before. Have you ever been on Discord before?
I literally I didn't even hear about it until I was like, how can everyone chat? And they were like, there's this thing called Discord. I'm like,
and we were nervous because like, oh wow, we're gonna have to like send, messages to get people communicating all day, every day, but we can't keep up.
No.
We're not even invited to some of these things. Like
they all have a separate Snapchat.
Yeah, they have their own little Masters fam Snapchat. They have they host their own monthly Bible studies. Yeah. In addition to the one that we do on Patreon, they fully take initiative. But when you look at the prayer/praise chat room on our Discord, that one's been taking off, and we've been seeing a lot of prayers and a lot of praise too, like praise reports. Yeah. So that one's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Because power in prayer.
Yeah, it's just you see that there's strength in numbers, and there's people comforting each other and being there for each other. So that's been really special. Yeah,
we've just loved that. And so if you are a patron, you know how much we love you, and we just wanted to give you a little shout out. And if you're not a patron yet, we know that we don't really talk about it on the channel that much, but we do want to give you an opportunity to join the fam, and so we'll have a link below if y'all want to be part of that.
Speaking of stuff in the description, I thought it'd be fun just to segue into this. Tori and I have a bunch of things that we're cooking up behind the scenes. It takes a village. It's not just us.
Yeah.
We now have 4 or 5 people on our team helping us create stuff, helping us come up with ideas, and then more importantly, executing on the ideas. And so I've been putting little hints as to what we're cooking up in the past video descriptions, where basically, if you guys read the descriptions, there's always like my little rant of encouragement. Then it's, Tori and I love y'all. And then there's a tip. And they're getting progressively easier to what is coming in the future.
I think they're very difficult, just by the way. And I know what he's hinting at.
But the thing is, when you start adding them together, things start to make sense. In addition to the Patreon link in the description, look for little tips and hints as to what's going to be happening this year. What is it? Hair?
One of my hairs.
Oh Lord, it's everywhere.
Okay, we also just want to update you guys on the podcast. And so if you don't know, we have a daily devotional podcast. Every day it's like 8 to 12-minute long little daily devotionals, but on Saturdays we do like a long form. They're more conversational or on like a specific topic, Q&As, etc. And then we have like extended kind of free form, honestly very raw episodes and awkward that are continued on our Patreon. But we are actually getting really close to a very, very cool milestone.
Or I guess you could say a big milestone around my birthday next month. So because we
say all that to say, y'all get excited because we're trying to work on something special for you guys when we hit that milestone around Chad's birthday.
So that's really exciting. That's the Messy Masterpiece podcast. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Is iTunes still a thing? I don't even think there's still iTunes. It even exists.
Actually, I don't know.
Oh, this is a special part for me. Tori doesn't even know about this. And another thing that we're really excited to add to our YouTube videos is this fun thing that I was talking about in the comments a few videos ago. I don't know which one. I was like, wow, I'm responding to all these comments and they're all so sweet and they're directed at us, but we want to make sure that people feel that we appreciate the love that they share. And so Tori and I are actually, in a cheeky way, introducing a subscriber of the week.
You want to say who this week's is?
This week's is Sam. So enjoy that, Sam. You are the subscriber of the week.
Yay.
Whenever we definitely love you. Whenever we move into our new home, there's going to be some extra fun stuff for the subscriber of the week. Yeah. But it's really just to spotlight you, say hello, show your face in a funny way, and then, connect with you more. Don't feel any pressure to comment and stuff like that. I just want you to know that we appreciate all the stuff we see. And I remember so many people's names. And so I just wanted to find something and be like, oh wow, like these people are so kind and supportive. I want to even if it's a funny way of kind of showing them.
Well, y'all invest in us and we want to invest in you. And so this is just like a little way that we
it's a little like chef's kiss, like a little.
Okay. All right.
What? Like a chef's kiss. Whenever you taste something really good and you're like, you don't do that?
Yeah. So now we just want to give some general life updates and just kind of chat. We really have no idea where this conversation's gonna go. But I do want to say thank you guys for your grace last week. I had the worst head cold. So I was out for the count and that's really hard for me. I'm honestly the worst at giving myself grace. I'm a really bad sick person because I'll be like, I'm not sick and yet
I'm not sick.
It's a lot.
That's you, babe. All last week.
Truly. And I kept being every morning I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna take my medicine and I'm better today. And I'm not better.
Nope.
And also, just to be honest, normally when I get sick, I'm pretty quick about just I'm just gonna take an antibiotic and knock it out. But because we're trying to get pregnant, I'm not taking antibiotics because apparently that can be really dangerous if you're trying to get pregnant.
Yeah.
To take antibiotics. So it just lingered, I feel forever.
Yeah.
But I do feel I'm getting a lot better. I still am taking a little bit of just allergy medicine to.
It could have been from the allergies. Who knows? All this weather change.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I am feeling better. And I just want to thank you guys for your prayers because I was getting messages every single day and I saw all of your comments about getting better soon and that y'all are praying over my health. And so I am feeling a lot better and I do want to thank you guys for that. And shout out to Chad for holding the torch because if you are a daily listener to our podcast, he did 2 podcasts all by himself.
Right now, we don't have a really good podcast setup. We can't wait to get into our new house where there's actually going to be a podcast set, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of hints that we're maybe actually recording video some of these podcasts in the future. But so I'm sat there with my microphone and my computer and my notes and I'm staring at a wall just talking. It's when I have her, I can look at her. It's this, whatever conversation. Yeah. That's why people who do YouTube videos alone, I don't know how they do it. It's hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. I'm just How do you do it? Because I feel...
I used to do that before I pulled you on to the channel.
I'm just saying, it seems really difficult to do
Guys,
that.
if you're new here, when this channel first started, Chad was like, babe, I'm not going to be in those videos. And look at him now.
Look at me now.
Look at him now.
Tiny hands and all.
He's like, babe, this is not a couples channel. Like, you just need to do it. And I'm like, no, babe, the people want you.
Oh, baby. You're so cute. She's like, so another thing I haven't talked to Tori about is
another thing.
I want to make like a new intro for our channel. Not just the video that plays at the beginning of the thing, but like a new This Is Us. And so I think we'll be recording that and posting it soon. Cool. And just that way, because right now the current kind of set video is just the first video with you, which is like what's happening on the channel.
Oh, yeah.
And so it'd be fun if we did another one. Another one. What else is there?
Babe, what's God been teaching you lately?
God has been teaching me a lot lately. Jeez. And all of which you're going to have to wait to watch in Thursday's video where we talk about what we wish we knew whenever we were younger. No, I'm teasing. Probably the biggest thing I've learned lately is that this is going to sound terrible. I don't want people to just think I'm this like, wah, 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 you know, but like I'm learning more and more how like not great I am. And I don't mean that in like a like play me a little sad song type deal, right? I mean it is how much I need help. How much I need the Holy Spirit in order to live the life I want to live. How much I need to lean on my wife to help with the workload of everything that we're doing. How much I need like accountability brothers to even stay on track with fitness goals and take care of my body, but also to get into God's word every day. Like I need accountability. I need people like knocking on the door saying, you know, excuse me, sir, do you have a moment? Like it's been a humbling process. And on one hand, it's humbling to realize, man, like I'm really not strong enough to do all this stuff alone, and I'm not trying to get emotional. Don't get me emotional right now. Don't do it. On one hand, baby, you love it so much. You're so funny. On one hand, I'm just realizing that like, wow, like I know my mom always told me I was special, but like I'm not that special. Then on the other hand, I've had people come like around me and support me, and you know, just like is it in Exodus whenever those two guys hold up Moses' arms and they put a rock underneath his butt and they help him into victory. He can't do it alone. That's how I feel. So it's like humbling to say, wow, I really can't do everything I want to do by myself, but thankfully there are people who care to support, and I want to support them too, you know? And so that's what I've been learning lately. What about you?
Something I've been learning lately, I apologize if there's so much in regards to like the trying to get pregnant journey, but I feel like as we've been walking through that and processing it, something recently I'm just working through, I wouldn't even say it's a lesson learned yet, it's just where I'm at, is trying to trust God and still believe at the same time. I'm like trying to figure out the balance of believing for it right now, but if it's not right now, trusting that God's timing is better. And so if you remember back when we were talking about a lot of the house stuff, I got convicted because God was like, I need you to believe it before you're gonna see it in regards to some house stuff. I'm like, well, God, that's a lot harder. Like that's a lot harder. If I could see it, then it would be a lot easier to believe it, but that's not how faith works. And so in the process of trying to get pregnant, I'm working through like, okay, God, am I supposed to believe that this thing is coming soon, or this baby is coming soon, or am I just supposed to like completely let it go and like not worry about it at all? Or am I still supposed to be praying about it and trusting that it's coming? It really is like a hard emotional thing to process, because I'm like, God, I want to handle this whatever way you want me to handle this, and like process it and talk about it and pray about it and believe and trust his timing. But also it's like you can't let go of you know, that hope. And I was actually talking to my dad about it today, because you know, logically a pregnancy once we get inside of our new house would just be more like comfortable, because there's gonna be less stress, and like we'll have a huge comfortable couch
that can fit more than 1.5 people.
Yeah, and like our bedroom being on the same floor as our kitchen, and just like a lot of just creature comforts that I think would be really nice if I don't have the most awesome first trimester, you know, which a lot of women don't. And so logically, I'm like, okay, like maybe this won't come until we're in our next house that's like really comfortable for that season. And so logically, I'm like, okay, cool, like that makes more sense like later. But emotionally, every day that I start my period, my hormones trump every logic available.
Yeah,
and it's just a hard day.
It's the saddest thing whenever she comes out of the bathroom and like looks at me, and I'm like, oh shoot. just, it's the saddest thing because there's like nothing you can do. I think the really hard learning lesson in that circumstance is, you remember how we talked about that thing where if you have something that you really want, people tend to hold it like this because they're afraid if they let go of it, it'll fall away. But they say if you turn your hand over and you let go of it, the thing that you want has freedom inside of that and you don't need to grip on it. But it's not like we're trying to win the lottery, which is where you buy a lottery ticket and then you just hope. Right? Yeah. There are things we can do to help this process to a certain extent. And so I feel like with every single thing we do this.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do we not take this thing how do we keep our hand open but also play our role in it, which is there are things you can do to actually better your chances, just like there's ways there's things you can do to better prepare you for a spouse or better prepare you to get a better job or whatever. You can play your role in it, and so but when you play your role, you don't want to take control back.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, a baby is a gift from the Lord, and we could do everything right and the right timing, the right supplements, like all the things, and if it's not God's timing, like it's not gonna happen. It really is a miracle when women get pregnant. And so we are like trying to keep our minds in that place too, where it's like we can do only so much, and then like it's totally up to God.
Isn't it crazy that like you can grow a human inside of you?
Yeah, it's wild.
It's like,
and I also want to say this too really quickly, because we have so many friends that are pregnant right now and other YouTubers that we know that are pregnant right now, and I just want to tell you, for me personally, I know that not like every girl is like this, but me seeing other women get pregnant gives me hope. It doesn't make me sad. And so I want to encourage you, maybe if you're in the same season as me, not comparing and wanting their season, but being like, oh, there's hope. That day will come, and like watching them be excited is like, wow, like that day will happen for us in God's timing. But I know like a lot of girls get very weary of sharing their excitement because other girls like me are like having a harder time getting to that point. It's such a thing to be celebrated, and it is such a miracle. And so if you see another girl that like is pregnant, like I hope that you don't get caught in like comparison and envy and all those things, but that you'll just be so joyous and that it'll give you hope for the future. Now that's obviously just like if you're in the same situation as me, which through some DMs and comments, I know that like a couple of girls are kind of in the same situation. So anyways, I just wanted to like say that real quick.
Absolutely.
Felt like it needed to be said.
I think that's a lot of catching up.
All right, you guys. Well, that I think concludes our little chit chat. Let us know if you like these kind of videos that are more just like us just talking about life.
Just talking to the camera. Hello? You see it? Baby, be mature. All right.
Anyways, we love y'all and we're thankful for you. If you're not a part of the Masters fam, please hit this subscribe button, become a part of this community. We love you all so much.
And we'll be talking to you later.
We'll talk to you in the next video.
Do, 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 do.